Let's have a Bible study on Genesis chapter 30, verses 25 all the way through 43, and I'll make some brief comments on that passage. Genesis 30:25 goes like this. And it came to pass, when Rachel had borne Joseph, that Jacob said unto Laban, Send me away, that I may go unto mine own place, into my country. Give me my wives and my children, for whom I have served thee, and let me go, for thou knowest my service which I have done thee. And Laban said unto him, I pray thee, if I found favor in thine eyes, tarry, for I have learned by experience that the Lord hath blessed me for thy sake. And he said, Appoint me thy wages, and I will give it. And he said unto him, Thou knowest how I have served thee, and how thy cattle was with me. For it was little which thou hadst before I came, and it is now increased into a multitude. And the Lord hath blessed thee since my coming, and now when shall I provide for mine own house also? And he said, What shall I give thee? And Jacob said, Thou shalt not give me anything. If thou wilt do this thing for me, I will again feed and keep thy flock. I will pass through all thy flock today, removing from thence all the speckled and spotted cattle, and all the brown cattle among the sheep, and the spotted and speckled among the goats, and of such shall be my hire. So shall my righteousness answer for me in time to come, when it shall come for my hire before thy face. Every one that is not speckled and spotted among the goats, and brown among the sheep, that shall be counted stolen with me. And Laban said, Behold, it might be according to thy word. And he removed that day the he goats that were ring straked and spotted, and all the she goats that were speckled and spotted, and every one that had some white in it, and all the brown among the sheep, and gave them into the hand of his sons. And he set 3 days' journey betwixt himself and Jacob fed the rest of Laban's flocks. And Jacob took him rods of green poplar, and of the hazel and chestnut tree, and peeled white strakes in them, and made the white appear which was in the rods. And he set the rods which he had peeled before the flocks in the gutters and the watering troughs when the flocks came to drink, that they should conceive when they came to drink. And the flocks conceived before the rods, and brought forth cattle ring-straked, speckled, and spotted. And Jacob did separate the lambs, set the faces of the flocks toward the ring-straked, and all the brown in the flock of Laban. And he put his own flocks by themselves, and put them not unto Laban's cattle. And it came to pass, whensoever the stronger cattle did conceive, that Jacob laid the rods before the eyes of the cattle in the gutters, that they might conceive among the rods. When the cattle were feeble, he put them not in, so the feebler were Laban's and the stronger Jacob's. And the man increased exceedingly, and had much cattle and maidservants and men servants and camels and asses. Now, if you watch this video, please click like and subscribe or follow. Share the video with someone else. Save it to favorites. Watch it again. Feel free to repost it and make comments. Now, Jacob wants to take his family and leave Laban, returning to his own country. Laban acknowledges that Jacob had been a wise steward of Laban's flocks and has made Laban prosperous. He says, Tell me what you want and I'll pay you. Jacob reinforces that under his direction and by his work, God has blessed Laban through Jacob, which is what Laban admitted. Now it's time for Jacob to acquire wealth of his own. It's interesting to note in history, how the Jew living in the countries of the Gentiles has made Gentiles rich and prosperous by their skills at handling money and commerce. It's also interesting how, like Laban, the Gentiles, more often than not, resented the Jews rather than thanked them, which we shall soon see of that of Laban. We don't learn until the next chapter that God has arranged for this method of Jacob acquiring wealth and is not some arcane and ancient form of sheep herding. It is pointless to try to explain the events regarding the sheep without believing in God's miraculous involvement in Jacob's life. So we'll stop here today and pick it up in verse 31 next time. So I'm asking you to please read your Bible, let God speak to you through his word, study your Bible, cross-referencing the verses, pray to God for wisdom and understanding before you do either one, and then share your interpretation with someone else. I look forward to your comments, and if you have a prayer request, I'd like to pray for you, put it in the comments. And also, or pray for somebody else, that's fine too. I know people watching this video would pray for you as well. Thank you and have a good day.